you were saying that that a lot of the pastors in that region don't really have a lot of understanding, right? A lot of them were just learning from things they heard on the radio or things that they heard on YouTube, and you said they were just writing notes and reteaching those things without having understanding in the scriptures, right? So when you go in, you're actually helping them to understand, right? And so a lot of them like it, and a lot of them don't like it so much, right? So what happens when you go and do that?
Actually, I have to be honest with you here. Like many pastors here, they became pastors not because they are called or ordained. Like, for instance, they go and they evangelize, like I preach to you, and you accept my preaching and you accept Jesus. Let's say you become born again. And if 2 or 3 now agree with the same teaching that I've been teaching them, and automatically you find I'll be putting a shed or even buy land and then build a church, I become a pastor without understanding the details, understanding the Bible.
Yeah.
And so this had caused a lot of problem in the churches we go to. In the city, people tend to know everything.
Yeah.
But when we go to different villages, you find that people do not know anything.
Yeah.
Most of them, they will be tuning to the radio station. When someone is preaching, like for instance, I'm preaching, they'll be picking their book and pen, and they begin to record whatever I am preaching. And this thing, they carry it to the church.
Yeah, the one that they just made, right? They carry it to the church that they just made because they heard the message. Yeah.
Yes. Whether I am I'm teaching falsely or not, they don't mind about that.
And but they don't even know, you said, right? Like sometimes they don't even know because they don't even really know the scriptures.
They don't know the scripture, but they can, like, let's say you're talking about like Matthew chapter 1, they will make sure they follow you keenly and record what you're teaching, and that is what they're going to teach again in their church.
Yeah.
And so we go out to teach them mostly the inductive way of studying the Bible. We also try to help them to see that they understand how to understand the Bible for themselves before they go and teach the Bible to other people.
Yeah.
And when we help them, mostly now we help them into preparing Bible study lessons for their own believers, and also to understand the Bible and how to prepare sermon for the people that are going to teach, and how to make them understand the Bible in the context.
Yeah.
And mostly we help them to teach the Bible chapter by chapter and verse by verse to make the people understand the Bible. So we get into the moment where we have to teach them the Bible.
Yeah.
And also, when we talk about in our outreaches to these people, we have also before we got this book, we were very much going out to give out the Bibles, teach these people these other things. Now we got more material. We call this as a material because it has helped us a lot to reach out to these pastors. We have this. We have the senior testimony and Harden Not Your Heart.
Yeah.
And also we have of course the Bible itself.
Yeah.
And we also have servanthood. Also teaching these people to become servants, not bosses.
Yeah,
it's one of the things we do. But now, when we talk about the opening of the end time scriptures revealed, as we were teaching this, so many pastors rose against us.
They started coming against you.
Yeah, these people, they are evil. These people, they are false teachers. These people, they're Illuminati.
They started saying that about you, right? They started saying that about you in the teaching from the end time book.
Yes. Yeah, me, Victor, and some other team. So these people, they are devil worshippers. They support gay. They are this and that. Don't listen to them. So people were fearing us.
Yeah.
So at first we had over 1,000 plus these books. And before we know it, these people wrote even letters to these churches. And they also talked to many of these people who are like inviting us to teach them.
Yeah.
So these books, some were burnt, some were dropped thrown in the trench, some were in water. We found this book were scattered, the books were torn in different parts, and when we were moving, you could even cry.
Wow.
We
So
were like,
the
what's
first
going on?
1,000 that you were going
Yeah.
around and teaching, because the
Yes.
pastors came against them, against the teaching and everything that you were
Yes.
teaching from it, connected to the
Mhm.
Bible, they thought it was all
Yes.
false. They came against you because it was against what they were talking about. And so everybody who you had given the book to, people were throwing them in the garbage. They were burning them.
They
They
will
were
throw it
throwing them
away.
in the ditches,
Yeah.
and they threw them away
Mm.
everywhere. Wow.
Yeah. And actually, people, they were against this book, and we were teaching the Bible. You see,
Yes,
when you're teaching what is in the Bible speaks for himself.
that's right.
We don't want the Bible. We don't want to speak for the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible speaks for itself.
Yeah.
We do it like Ezra and Nehemiah did it that time.
Mhm.
When the people of Israel, they called for the word of God to be read. They asked Ezra and Nehemiah to read for them the word. And when Ezra and Nehemiah, they read the word, so the word became so strong for them.
Yeah.
They were scared and terrified. And God told Ezra and Nehemiah, and plus other people who were there, he said,
Mhm.
tell the priest and other people to interpret to these people the meaning of this word. And that's what we would do. But now these people turned against us. And when they were fighting so hard, they made people to believe them.
Yeah.
But me and Victor and a man called Richard, and there's another one called Rehabia, and my brother who got an accident.
Yeah.
And there's a man is called Marion.
Mhm.
So we came together. We, like you people, we can't just sit like this and watch things happen and watch the things of God being destroyed.
Mhm.
And we prayed, God, if it is your will, and if this is what you want us to do, if this teaching is what you want us to take out to these people, and if the Bible is true and you want us to, we prayed. Actually, we did a 3 days prayer and fasting.
Mhm.
As a talk. People started, these pastors, they called for a meeting. Over 30 of them came together. And they were now calling to apologize to us.
All the
To
pastors
really
that were
tell them,
going
and also
against
to
you,
show,
all the pastors that were
yes,
going against that book and
over
how it connected the
30,
Bible, they all came back,
exactly.
started saying,
After calling us false teachers, they called for a meeting and called us, the 7 of us, to go into that meeting. We wanted to boycott the meeting, but we asked the Holy Spirit to lead us, and we accepted to go there.
yeah.
And on reaching there, and they're like, we are very sorry. You people do forgive us. We promise you we are going to invite all these people to come. And we apologize before them and ask them to listen to you people. Actually, this teaching helped us. And by the way, before that, they started calling us one by one on cell phone, and
Mhm.
asking, please talk to us. We want to understand this into detail. We are feeling guilty and we are feeling sorry. And I told them the story of Susie. I told them, I asked them, like, you made a decision of this book within 1 day. Did you read the book? Did you understand the book? And I was like, okay, I have a copy of the book in my hand here. I would say the back of this book saying the end times revealed like never before. There's the other portion that says the opening of the end time scriptures revealed. Did you understand that word? The opening of the end time scriptures revealed. Did you understand that? Now there's like, oh my, we did not even read that. I was like, first of all, go, let me screenshot and send you, you read that. And then we can talk about the book itself.
Mhm.
Because if you did not understand, that is exactly how you're opening the Bible. You open the Bible to say what you want, not what the Bible is saying.
Mhm.
And now they called for this meeting. They called people. And that is why you see we are not resting.
Yeah.
Because many people now want more. They want more. Even if we teach them today, they say,
Yeah.
you people, there is this page from this part. There's this one for Cindy. There's this one for the Bible. There's this one. Can you people organize and come again? We
Mhm.
met over 600 people that the group of these 30 pastors organized for us in Hoima district.
Wow.
We went in Hoima. The pastor, before going, one pastor, he also called himself a bishop, called there, said, you don't need to welcome these people. These people are evil. But you know what? People will say, we want to listen from these evil people first.
Wow.
And the day we started our conference, few people came. Over 170 came.
Yeah.
When we finished teaching and talking to these people, Victor talked about, we talked about chapter 5 of this book. Chapter 5. When he talked about this chapter 5, I talked about chapter 3. When we talked about this book, chapter 5 and chapter 3, the following day, there was no space, no room left for anyone to sit, because these 100 plus went back and was like, you people, you're missing a lot. And they went talking about some of these things. Even the pastors who came there, they're like, this is so new. We were supposed to spend only 2 days. We had to take 3 days. We had to take 3 days in Hoima. And there is one person from Ministry Revealed, is the one, he sent about $1,000 that had helped to cater for the food. I even don't know that person still.
Yeah.
I don't know, because sometimes the World Remit will bring the name and sometimes doesn't bring the name.
Yeah.
And I checked, I found he sent, and that was the time people saw the miracle, because pastors goes and take money from them. But we went and took the word to them. So the pastors who are calling them not to welcome us, they knew that we are going to talk about servanthood as well.
Yeah.
And in our servanthood, we talked about not using the power and the authority to rule.
Yeah.
We talk about using the power and the authority to serve. And people picked interest in all this, and these pastors were calling, please don't listen, please, because they knew that after our teaching, people are not the same.
That's right.
And that is why in Paida town alone, different churches they have organized. Now, the problem is one, these people are living from hand to mouth.
That's right.
They cannot afford to buy the Bible for themselves. We would have even opted to sell this book, but now who is going to buy?
That's right.
Someone doesn't want to buy a Bible because they know they cannot raise money to the extent of buying the Bible.
That's right.
And so we opt to give out the Bible so that at least some people will understand God.
Yeah.
And if God opened doors, we distribute the Bible. So I'm sure in the last few years, I met Ministry Revealed. I think I'm now making a year.
A year almost. Yeah.
Since I met Ministry Revealed, I think we have given close to 5,000 Bibles now.
Wow.
Close to 5,000. And we have given this book close to 4,000, also almost making 5,000.
Yeah. Wow.
And Cindy books came in also shortly, but it is clocking to 2,000 plus. Why?
Right.
People want to know more. People want to understand God.
That's right.
Now,
and they're not being charged for it. That's the whole point too, right? I mean, that's why we support you, not because of the Ministry Revealed book, but because of what you're doing in the outreaches and reaching people. And the Ministry Revealed book is simply an addition to help people understand what the Bible is saying more clearly, and to help prepare them to be ready for the time of the end. So it all works together, but we don't charge anybody for it. We send you the support, and we do what we can to raise the support so that we can send it to you, so that books are printed, whether so that Bibles are bought, so that books are printed, the Ministry Revealed one and the Cindy one for the testimony, the children printouts, the traveling, the food that's needed, so that when people show up, they're not thinking, oh my goodness, I hope I can bring a few dollars to pay for food, or I can bring a few dollars to maybe buy a book or a Bible. No, the other ones are charging.
We don't charge.
We're doing everything we can to make everything always free. And we just want to help you be able to get out there more and more and more. And sometimes we're not always able to provide everything that's needed. But you know, we continue to push, and we will continue to do everything we can to help support it, because clearly we can see what you're doing. I mean, you send us pictures, you send us videos, like you were just saying, you know, those pastors who had rebuked you had now 30 of them come back and say, we want you to come. We want you to teach us. We want you to give us that understanding from the book. We want you to show us more of this understanding in salvation and servanthood. And you come and there's 150 people. And then after the day, and you're teaching with the understanding, with the scriptures from the book and salvation. And now it grows and grows. And you ended up with what, 600 people over the 3 days or something like that. And
yes.
and now what happens? They're calling you, as they have been now for several weeks, right? Now these pastors are calling you to come everywhere, and you've got like 9 bookings to try to go out. And before, they were shunning you. They were throwing the Ministry Revealed books away. They were burning them, throwing them in the garbage. And now people are calling you and saying, help us understand with scripture what this is revealing to us. And man, now look at you, right? Now you're saying, they're calling you all the time, and you're booked to go here, and you're saying, so right now you're what, about 3 weekends a month, right? So you leave one for yourself, but now 3 weekends where you're gone 2, maybe 3 days with travel there and back with the team. And you're saying there's about between 10 and 12 of you that go preaching on servanthood. 12 of you, preaching that on servanthood, preaching on salvation, preaching on the end time
Sunday
revealed,
school.
which Victor focuses on, and you as well. And there's all the travel to get there. There's the staying there. There's the bills at home while you guys are doing it. Man, it's incredible to see. I'm grateful to be a part of it, and for that Ministry Revealed as a whole, and those who are supporting could be a part of it too, because my goodness, God is good.
One
brother.
amazing thing is that it is not now us writing letters that we are coming. It's actually the pastors who had first denied are the one now organizing, because they know the benefit of this. They understand it now much more, and they're like, hey, take this. Now we feel so sorry that we can't honor all the invitation, because sometimes, like, financial stand becomes so poor. We have manpower, but the financial stand is very poor. And that is why I was discussing with a friend. You see, we also look at it like it's getting too heavy. Today, as I talk, we had planted over 7 acres of cassava and simsim and corn. But as I talk, the rain today also, the remaining one, the rain washed. The garden is awash.
On that land that you were able to purchase, and the 7 acres, you guys started planting it all so people can feed themselves, plant feed and provide for their families. Now that land, because of rain, just washed out that crop.
Today from that farm there, the person who is working for us, they are called, and the rain had washed the simsim, the rain had washed the remaining cassava, it had washed. Actually, the garden is just a mess. So that's what we got today. It's about 7 acres. Now we are left with only 2 acres of cassava, which is still now in another place, not in the same area, but where we planted all those stuff, the rain washed them all. At first, it was the sunshine that had burnt the corns and other things and the beans. But later, when the rain, there was some drop, then we replanted. Now, as I talk again, today, from morning up to, from about 10 up to 2. So the rain came with a hailstone and destroyed everything. So again, we don't know if we are to start again. That is how sometimes my family also live. But I had a business before. I used to sell clothes and shoes. So this time around, when it was during the COVID-19, we had an attack by some unknown robbers. So these people came and they chloroformed our house. All of us, we just became drunk and slept off. They took everything. Truth be told, that God had blessed me before. I had something with the help of even Brian. Brian had helped me
Yeah,
Also, he
Brian
gave me,
introduced you to Ministry Revealed. That's right.
yes. So he gave me some little help, and I managed to run some business.
Hmm.
That's how I used to go out to even give food to the vulnerables, meet the street kids, and buy Bibles, because I had some small business I was running, plus the garden thing. But
Yeah.
time came when thieves came and attacked. They took almost all the money which we had, and including my phone, including everything. He's the one who gave me some money to buy the phone
Yeah.
by that time, and I lost almost everything. And by then, my wife has just given birth,
Oh,
and the president announced the lockdown. We suffered anyway, a lot, but God was still with us.
yeah.
And so, in that, things became so hard to run the ministry. And there's a man who is called, his name was Joe Cole. Joe Cole was the person who would be sponsoring my radio program and some other outreaches, even big crusades and seminars.
Yeah.
So this time around, just abrupt like that, he was pronounced dead of cancer. So it became
Oh,
so hard to run the ministry. So I had to be running ministry, like, sometimes I have to go. There was a time when I also joined the ministry review, when I went and I got an accident carrying the Bible. I was taken to
yes.
western part of Uganda. I'm telling you, that was my worst moment. My leg was really in pain, and people are waiting, and I had to go and teach while sitting down.
Oh,
Few
yeah.
days ago, when I was poisoned,
Yeah.
few weeks ago, there's I don't know, is it Ima, something like that. God spoke through that woman and posted a prayer on
Oh, I'm
Ministry
on the
Revealed.
forum in Ministry Revealed.
That is what saved my life. That is what saved my life.
Oh, so in that recent one, you were poisoned, and
Yes,
in the Ministry Revealed forum, Ima had posted that prayer, and that's what saved
yes.
your life.
That
Wow.
was it. I was actually in the room dying alone. My wife even didn't know.
Hmm.
And I could not even do anything. I could not move. I could not, nothing at all.
Yeah.
And I just lost everything, and I fainted, and I cannot even move and touch my phone.
Yeah.
But I kept on also praying that God, let your will be done.
Yeah.
And after 4 good hours, that's when I saw a message she sent me, and she posted when my hand landed on the phone. The first message I saw was that, and secondly, I had a dial call for my wife,
Hmm.
and that was the time she came and picked me up, and I was rushed to the hospital. Even when she was posting those prayer, I was being rushed to the hospital,
Yeah.
and that's when we in the prayer we discover how attack was on me and Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah, attack was seriously, and Victor's child was dying there, and I was dying here.
Wow.
And in that very same week, Victor got accident 3 times. He was knocking people with the bike, and things were happening. And remember, the following week we have a program in Congo.
Yeah.
All those attack was so that we don't go,
That's right.
so that we don't go and teach the word of God. And let me tell you, the attack was not coming from even the non-believers. It was
Yeah.
coming actually from the pastors.
That's right.
And that is how they started apologizing again to us,
Wow.
that we should pray for them, that God should take away the evil from their heart.
That's right.
And so we are doing so many things by the will of God and the help of God. If not God, right now, we would be saying, no, I surrender. But I'm telling you,
That's right.
since God is with us, we will continue. We are looking for how God can put for us something that we could put some small business. If sometimes things fail, we can say, okay, we have something here
Yeah.
and we can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's
we were,
kind of what we're looking for, right? Like we our ministry is small, and
mm,
it's significant, but it's still small, and it really has down moments and it has up moments, and so there's not a consistent ability to send you everything that's needed every month, unfortunately. But the idea that was brought to me too by Ziv and some other brothers and sisters is that if there was some sort of business, something we can help you to start up as you've done in the past, that if you were running that and it was providing some of the needs, then the times when enough support doesn't come in through Ministry Revealed, you have your business that's providing some income to maybe help with the family's bills and the ministry's bills there in Uganda, and maybe provide with travel and things like that, so that what we're not able to provide enough of, you're able to maybe help with your business. Yeah. And so
Yeah,
what
to me,
kind of thing are
that's
you
true.
thinking about? What kind of business?
Now, this is what I was looking at. I was also looking at that Ministry Revealed has done a lot. I have to be very honest. That will reach a point that this ministry, this outreach of gospel networking was almost coming to an halt with the persecution, with the difficulty financially, other things. Now, at some point, even now, I remain, me and my only brothers, to run up and down. Because they would say, brother, I have this money, let us go. If you don't have transport, I have this, but for food, I can pay. Now, when things also became worse on themselves, so I was just like in the middle of the storm. So to me, I was looking at having, since there is a man called Jeremiah, we always print our book. I mean, we bring our book in his shop as a store. Yeah, it's a store where there's Bible.
Yeah, I've seen some of the pictures, right? You put some on the shelves there.
Yes. Yeah. So that is where his store. So Jeremiah was selling his shop to us. He wanted to sell the shop to me.
Oh, okay.
But now, of course, I told him I cannot afford.
Yeah.
So he was like, that shop, he started it with $4,000. Okay. So he wanted me to give him 6,000. I told him, I don't have, I even don't have even 1,000. So it's hard for me to. So he told me, if I have money, he is ready to give out the shop to me. And sitting with him all the time, I see people come and buy. And at the end of it all, because he also has a worker, so the person working for him is able to pay him and is able to raise some money. So I was seeing if we can reduce our outreaches like in a month to be like twice, and then if Ministry Revealed is okay to put for us a business, and we'll be able to pay for transport, and also pay for the venue where we are going, or we can talk to these pastors. Now we cannot afford venue anymore. Maybe we can, maybe we can be paying some little for some churches, because people are very complicated here. We pay, most of the churches are rented. They rent a church, they pray, they have to pay for it. So that's why we pay for most of these venues we go to.
I see. Okay.
And I would suggest, like, if we put at first I thought $3,000 can help. But when we go down, we find like paying renting the shop alone might take even 1,000. And some other paying like taxes, some licenses might even take up to 1,500. So we were looking at $5,500 or 6,000 can put something small that we can be running, and we can only maybe ask for Bibles and printing of the books from maybe if need comes.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So what you're hoping to do is, right now you're doing 3 outreaches a month on weekends, 2 or 3 days or so, with travel.
Yeah.
And that's costing, though, about $5,000 US a month, right? With everybody's travel and food and venue.
Yeah. That takes a lot of money. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
And
with the Bible, with the book.
With the Bible and with the books and the travel and the food and the venue, it's about 5,000 US a month for the 12 of you and for everybody to get the mission and do what they're supposed to do. So to do that is about 5,000 US a month, which Canadian is what I send. And so that works out to, about 7,000, close to 6,500, 7,000 Canadian a month. And our small ministry, we can't provide that much in a month. There's moments, there's a month here or a month there when we can send more, but in a typical month, we can't send that consistently. So what you're looking for is if we're able to provide 6,000 US dollars so that you can purchase his business. And in purchasing that business, you already know through his books that it will provide the income needed so that you can sell Ministry Revealed books in there because it's a store. You'll sell the other products, but he also has an employee in there where the income that comes from it after the bills, after the employees, after all of that, you'll be able to take care of travel, maybe pay for a venue, food and things like that to go to these outreaches. But you're thinking maybe you'll have to drop it down to 2 outreaches a month, at least for the next little bit, instead of 3, because of running this business. But maybe once you get better at running it and you know the employee's good, you might be able to go back to 3, but for sure at least maintain those 2. And that what you would then be looking at in the support that hopefully we can keep consistent and increase from Ministry Revealed would pay for the Bibles, would pay for the Ministry Revealed books, and would pay for the Cindy testimony and little other things along the way. Because as you're continuing to grow the ministry, and as you're continuing to get calls to go out more, you're going to need more Bibles still. You're going to need more books. You're going to need more of the Cindy's and so forth. Hopefully our ministry will continue to grow in that same kind of pace where we can always continue to increase to provide for those needs as they go. But knowing in front, knowing beforehand where it is now, we're not able to support all of the needs that are necessary at this moment. So by maybe doing a raising to be able to get you that business that you know does well, that if we can raise the money to support that, that will take you to the point that you need to cover your family's bills, those throughout the ministry, and then we can provide the books, the support, all of the rest. I think that's a great idea. I'm glad you had that thought, and I'm actually really happy that that you already have the experience. You know, it's one thing for somebody to go and maybe buy a business for 6,000 US, but not know how to run it. You have the experience. You've already run one before. You've already had some success until it was destroyed and taken from you. So this one, knowing you know what to do, knowing it's already successful, knowing he's already had it for years, and you're just coming to take it over, and then we bring in the rest of the support like we've been doing and hopefully can continue to increase it. I think it's wonderful. And excuse me, and I think the evidence of our ministry, of our teaming together as we do with your ministry and Ministry Revealed and working this together is evidenced by what the Lord has revealed to you as well. And as you've told us here earlier, that, you know, not being sure, you know, should we trust what we're understanding in this Ministry Revealed book according to what he's saying the scripture is telling us about it? You know, you have all of these attacks and it brings everything into question for you about it because you're seeing them burnt and thrown away. And now you then pray about it and the team of you prays over it, and bang, they come back and apologize and want you to come and want to tell everybody, listen to these people. We ask for your forgiveness. I mean, my goodness, even right after you've prayed for it, you guys fasted and prayed over it, and the response was immediate with 30 pastors coming back to apologize and saying, come and teach us. Man, we put all of that package together and help you provide for the needs of the ministry and your families, and we help support the rest. I think that's a recipe made in heaven. It's spirit led. It's helped. It's everything. It's all there together, and I'm looking forward to it, brother. I think that's fantastic. I'll be sharing this in the forum. I'll be sharing this on Facebook and in the next video. I'll talk on this and I'll share some of this. And I think what we'll do is I'll post this as a video for others to see as well on Ministry Revealed. So I'll put that up in the next couple days or so as well. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful, brother.
Today I also want to say thank you to the Ministry Revealed, and we managed to give out to 10 churches, and each church we gave them 2 King James study Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gave 2 each, and as I talk, the team from the other sides of Paida, the one who handled that. Mm-hmm. And also we are left with only 4 Bibles because one person from Revealed paid for 10. Mm-hmm. And also me and Victor, we had some little money. We added on to it to make it at least 24 Bibles. Yeah. So we managed to give these 10 churches. They sent in their representative. We managed to give 2 to each. And that is our greatest joy, that at least these people are having the Bibles, and also other people as well as they're calling for the Bible. So we know that people,
you're doing the
study
right
Bible
thing,
can mislead. But it's okay for reference for these people to learn. We wanted to get this, and when opportunity came, we wanted to grab it, and we still we are left with still 100. It's supposed to be 144 Bibles for us to buy.
That we still that are still needed to get out for this. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, because even like the team from this sides of Kampala, the team from the eastern part, from the west, and also from the northern part of it, we decided to be giving them like 20 Bibles from these different regions. Yeah. At least if these churches could get 2 Bibles, to me, it will be a very good thing. If the assistant has the Bible and the senior pastor has the study Bible plus the other Bibles we are giving them, I'm telling you, that is really going to help us a lot.
That's right.
And I want to say really thank you in a special way. I want to thank everyone in the Ministry Revealed, those who have become my friends and those who have become even prayer partners to me, my mentors. Mm-hmm. Honestly, you people, you're a blessing to me and the team. And it's not a one-man thing. No. You know, since God has called all of us, our work is to do what He wants us to do. And not my will. I always say God.
That's right.
Sometimes I don't know what God does to me. I want to be very sincere. I am not educated. Mm-hmm. I am not. I have a stepdad who calls me now a son, who loves me so much. Mm-hmm. But in 1998, I was kicked out of a home. I became a street boy, as a street kid. But as a street kid, I lived a life not of a street kid. Mm-hmm. I was sleeping outside, eating from the garbage, but still God was with me. Mm-hmm. And God gave me the grace to be preaching even to the children in the street. Wow. Some died, some survived and are born again. Mm-hmm. Some are also leaders in churches. Wow. And I would still I'll be coming from the street. I would borrow clothes. Maybe sometimes I hire clothes to put on to go to church. Mm-hmm. But nobody in the church knew that I'm a street kid. Wow. Nobody in the church knew that I live in the street. But when I make sure on a Sunday, there's a stream we used to go and bathe in. I make sure I go and clean up myself, hire the clothes, maybe for some few cents, put on well. And I used to be the interpreter in the church. They preach in English and I translate in the local language by the grace of God, not because of going to school. Yeah. I learned my English not because I went to school. My English is not so good.
It's very good.
I bought the local language Bible, because from the street sometimes I would struggle hard to buy the Bible. Mm-hmm. I bought a King James Bible. I bought the Amplified Bible. I bought my local language Bible. Mm-hmm. So some other Bibles, people will give me the Bible. So sometimes from church, I would say, Pastor, can I use your Bible for this week? I'll give it to you on maybe on Thursday. Mm-hmm. So I'll be sparing time to go and read this Bible. And the only thing I would carry every day in my black polythene bag is my Bible. So I'll read the local language. I'll read the English version like King James. I'll read the New King James. I'll read this. And that's how I started learning my English. Wow. I keep learning my English like that. And every day I learned English from the Bible.
Wow.
I talk to my children, talk to me, and they are very good in English because they watch cartoon all the time,
Yeah.
and they're learning so much. So by the grace of God, and that's how I speak English, and I
Wow.
speak most of my English when I'm teaching the Bible. I
Okay.
believe that is the only time I'm accurate in my English.
Mm-hmm.
And other like maybe talking on some other things, I stammer a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I'm teaching, I don't know how it happens always. And also when I'm interpreting, even someone who's speaking English, I don't know how it happened, but
Yeah.
God does them.
Because you
So
learned all your English from the Bible. Yeah.
yeah, so the street life became a lesson for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then after 4 to 5 years in the street, my stepfather called me back home and was like, I'm sorry for all that has happened. He brought me home and showed me love as a son. And now as I talk, he takes me as a son. I lost my father when I was 3 days. And I grew up not knowing who is my father.
Yeah.
I don't know father's love. Not until I started loving my children that I started feeling this is how fathers are supposed to love.
Yeah.
And I don't know the people of my father, because my mother was like, when they were going to my father's place in 1985, they were attacked by rebels. So my father entered the ambush and they were killed. My grandfather and my grandmother and my uncles and my aunties, for them, they were slaughtered, like they massacred them. Now, because for her, she was just giving birth, they could not do anything because now she was helpless. So it is the rebels and also the government soldiers who are now helping her. They will pick her and leave her here. Another person will get her. Instead of killing her, they were just with the baby me. And so that's how I also survived. And that's why I think my life is dedicated to God.
That's right.
Yeah,
And it's evidence through the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was preaching in Congo. Sometimes you're in Congo, they're pulling your clothes, they're beating you, they're doing everything.
Wow.
But you still keep shouting. At some point now, see these people surrendering and coming to kneel and accept Jesus Christ. That's the life I've been in. I planted churches. The churches I planted, sometimes the government will come and they'll break it.
Yeah.
But still, I'll just go and talk to them and preach to them. And the very people who break it are the very people who say, let's help and erect this church back. Yeah, so they would do that. And now, the people who sent me as a missionary, I didn't know their motive was to make money. So I decided to quit being a missionary in that ministry. So I came out, and all I did is that God told me, I want you to be visiting people, go and preach the gospel. And I go. I don't just go. To be very sincere, I don't just go for ministry. I don't just go.
Yeah.
If God didn't lead me to go, I don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go. Even like before, when you told me we are going to talk, I got like about 7 calls coming from 2 people. They're saying, please, please. Now people are calling me pastor, but I don't want to be a pastor. Many people call me a pastor. But now, I don't know, maybe because of the work, but I believe I love being a servant. I love serving, because titled of pastors and other things that made many people to really take advantage of God.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the church in Uganda has become a workshop where people, like a shop where people make money from. And that's the thing we want to take out from the church.
That's right.
And we are going to these places. Now, many people have changed. Their mentality has changed to the right thing now. And people will call me saying, thank you for doing all these things. Remember, we have finished a 3 days conference on Sunday.
Yeah.
This week was another one. It was another one. And we got over like 17 who came to salvation. Wow. Even some pastors coming to kneel. They say, I want to receive Jesus again. I want to renew my salvation. It was a shocking thing to people like me.
Yeah. Wow.
And one pastor testified
the very
that
ones that had thrown you out. Yeah.
Yeah. One pastor testified that for him, he was not born again. For him, he just loved to serve, to preach. And so when we prayed for him, that was the time I was like, God, you're doing something. But I want to say, Ministry Reveal, no matter what people say, You know, whatever people say is noise.
That's right.
But what God speaks is a reality.
That's right.
When I talk about you, it's a good thing. You know, the more people are talking about Ministry Revealed, but is the more people want to know about Ministry Revealed. And that's how people get to know about gospel networking and Ministry Revealed in Uganda.
Yeah.
They were talking evil. They were fighting. The more they fight, the more people want to know who are these people that they are fighting.
Yeah.
Who are these people? And that's how we kept going.
Yeah.
And it's working. I want to say thanks again. God should bless everyone and God should favor everybody. And I pray for protection all the time for the Ministry of Revealed. And I also want to say to you, Alain, I don't know even how to call you. Maybe brother, maybe pastor. No, I don't know. I really don't know.
Brother is good. Yeah, like you said, right? I'm not a pastor either.
No,
I'm just a teacher.
Because I feel there's a lot more to what you and your team, I call it you and your team, has offered to us. First of all, the people I work with, they have learned a lot. Mm-hmm. Every day, my like Victor followed your YouTube all the time. He will say, he will even call me, man, is he again coming? Or when are they going to do it? I want to be there. For he comes and keep quiet there.
Yeah.
That is his way. So to me and my family, I want to say thank you to everyone. Yeah, I know some people have their different way of understanding things. Mm-hmm. I still want to say, may God help us all, because if we are not doing that, many people are perishing.
That's right.
Because we have talked about a lot of things about the earthly things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the Bible is about us, the ways of men to change. Yeah. But if a man is not changing, that means the world is going back frustrated. Yeah. I just feel, I pray that you people could be coming this way as well. My special thing is that if you people, not only you, not only one, not only two, not only three, if most of you would come to Uganda, I'm telling you, this will be, even new people, you go back when you've learned a lot. Yeah. As people will be learning a lot from you, and I'm sure you'll also go back learning a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For us, we can teach one person. We don't care whether 2 or 3 comes. It's enough for us to teach. Yeah. Provided some people avail themselves. Yeah. They do it. But I really want to say thank you so very much.
I appreciate it, brother. And I'm grateful to be a part of it with you. And I know many here, if all here in the ministry, are just, it's a blessing, to know that, being able to go. I mean, we have people in the ministry here that do go and do outreaches, that do go to the streets and reach out to people. But nothing like what can happen in Uganda. I mean, the fact that they don't have Bibles and that even pastors don't even really know what they're teaching because some of them don't even have Bibles. And, to be able to see that and the violence that you have to endure and the witchcraft that you have to endure, to be able to get that message out and to be able to get the truth out, is something that very, very, very few of us out over here anyways have to experience. And, man, we're just grateful to be able to help you, to be able to help give provisions to make that happen, to really reach them. And with the Bibles, number one, and with what you're preaching from the Bible, and then the Ministry Revealed book as a side note to help give them the understanding of it. And because we are so close to the end, this preparation that will get them ready, that will keep them ready, that will keep them seeking him themselves. And that's all we want to do. And to be able to do what we do here and to help make that happen more in what you're doing. Man, if you had asked me 6 years ago, if I would have seen anything and been a part of anything like this, I would have told whoever said that, you're crazy. I don't even read the Bible. I barely made a couple of notes, and a few years later, God's will be done. And look at where we are, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a single thing, except that I would love to have had more people and receive it, and to take the time as you have, as your team has, because we know, as we do here in this ministry and as you've experienced, when they take the time to seek that understanding, everything changes. Everything starts to open up and we get so much more clarity. And brother, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it all. The Lord, the Spirit is leading and his word is being revealed. I don't even know what more we can say except, that he continues to bless and guide us and lead us in all of it, and opens the eyes and ears and the hearts, that more will receive him and draw closer to him in his understanding. It's a blessing, brother, and I'm honored and I'm grateful. And we will continue, no matter how little or how much comes in. We end up in the same boat, right? I mean, we don't have any money in savings. We used to have a little bit of money backup, but we don't even have that anymore. Because whenever there is some extra, we'll send what we can to you because we know the need. And so hopefully we can raise this money so that you can buy that business. And maybe we'll have one or two brothers or sisters who have an abundant ability and just bang, say, here it is. It would be awesome, because this is exactly what I believe is needed. Something to help you support your needs. And then what we send is the ability to support the rest. And I think it's fantastic. I think it'll be a blessing, and it'll reach many, many more people without the fear of, how do we pay bills? You know what I mean? Oh man, I got to pay a bill. Do you have a couple hundred? Can you help this? This would really, really make a difference. So
yeah, it's true.
I'm looking forward to it, and we'll continue to push and to get that money raised. And I pray that, God willing, it'll be done speedily, and we'll get it to you as soon as it comes in. Actually, we'll continue to get it to you as it comes in, so so that there's no delay. Awesome, brother. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for it all, and grateful for you and for all of your team, for the work that they all do, and for the blessings of the good pricing that they give us, the really good pricing on the books, so that we can get more printed and more done, and the materials. I'm grateful for all of it, every single part and piece. And God willing, if I'm ever able to come out to Uganda, or somebody's able to go out, but in speaking for myself, if I'm ever able to go out, I would absolutely get out there and spend probably at least a couple weeks, and just hit all of those churches that are looking forward to you going. And that I remember the one that really expressed he wanted me to go to his church first. I would love to, but we'll see what the Lord has planned, and if it be his will, I'll go out there. I have no fear of going out there. I'll go wherever you go. It's just the ability to get there, right? So we'll see how all that plays out. And before that happens, the most important thing is giving a more solid foundation to allow you to go out with more strength. And so that's what we'll do. Awesome.
That's very good. Thank you very much. Actually, we'll be traveling on Thursday. We had some little challenge with our transport, and we are. I was about to tell you that we will use part of that money and buy some. Pay for some few more Bibles, and possibly we might use some of the money for our transport to go to Paida town, because we'll be leaving on Thursday. We'll be leaving on Thursday, and we'll reach there on Friday. Friday we have a program. They have organized a night prayer, so we'll be having different churches coming together in the night time. So it will start from 9 up to 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh wow!
So the three of us, I will teach, Victor will teach, there's a man called Marion will teach, and also we invited some key pastors, like 2 or 3 pastors from there also. On Saturday we'll start our program in the morning, but the other big occasion will start from midday up to 8, and then from 8:30 or 9, that's when again we'll board the bus and travel back. But we were looking forward. We wanted to use a private means, because the bus sometimes you see the stopping, and sometimes you find a mechanical problem. We failed to raise that money because they needed about $600 for us to pay for the 3 days, for the 2 days. So we could not afford anything like that. So we also told the other man for the Bible, if he's willing, he can keep for us the Bible, or we'll pay later, maybe after the program. So he's going to get back to me tomorrow to tell me about that. But on Thursday, we'll be leaving with some team. Sometimes this is what we do. We don't mind about us too much. For the past 2 conferences we had, we would enter into prayer and fasting. We just say, okay, let's dedicate these 2 days. Let's only make the participant to eat. And the team will say, yes, we agree. And then we just come and eat from home. We just finish all the programs. At least we take some snacks to help us to be strong to get home. So that's the sacrifice the team is having. I'm really, I'm blessed with that team. And that's it. And I have to say thank you once again. And God bless your family.
I appreciate it, brother. It's you know, in when it comes to the support, when we send it, you know, there was a portion sent today, and you know, whenever it's sent, I trust you. I trust what you're doing with it. I trust your purpose with it. I know your heart. I see what you're doing. You send videos, you share pictures. So I trust what you're doing with it. I'm not concerned if you say, well, I feel I need to put some here or some there. I trust you. And so I have no issue. So don't ever feel you have to justify to me, well, I put this here and I put that there. I know you're putting it where it's needed. I know when, you know, venues or books or Bibles or travel, it needs to be done. I know you're doing it where it needs to be done. So so don't ever feel you have to justify it. I do trust exactly how you deem it needs to be distributed. So with that, brother, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the team always. May they always watch over you, guide you, lead you, and protect you, and bring many, many, many more to Christ through all that you guys are doing, and make the provisions necessary. Brother, I can't wait to meet you, whether it's here in this life in the coming months, or whether it's in the is to come. I can't wait, brother. I'm grateful, and look forward to meeting you all then. So with that, God bless you, your family again, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.